What's up, everybody? This is Till the Last Credit, episode 7, coming at you with some more movie news, entertainment news, everything that's pretty much happened in this week of entertainment. Darren Julius Caesar III here as your host.
What the fuck?
Hosting this episode this episode 7. And also here with our with my regulars, Dylan Boyd Holbrook. How you doing, man?
Boyd Holbrook.
You forgot Efron.
I'm doing fantastic, my man.
It's great.
I'm
Copy
seeing
Will.
Get Out on... Well, the Oscars are tomorrow. I'm seeing Get Out on Tuesday, and then I'm seeing Logan on Thursday, so I am doing great.
Nice. Oscars are Sunday for me, Wednesday's King Kong, and Thursday's Logan. It's gonna be hot. Miller, Xavier, Charles, Farrow. How you doing, man?
Good.
That's great. Wil Avitt, Donald J. Peel. How you doing, man?
I couldn't give a fuck about the Oscars, and I'm seeing Logan on Friday. So
That's
yay.
great. I just Kaiser Soze your name off of Twitter. But yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna go straight into it. Our first topic of today is something we have talked about to death, and we're going back to the barn, and we're gonna kick the dead horse again. Because guess what? We're talking about the Batman, and guess what? The Batman has another director. Matt Reeves was officially announced as the director of the Batman earlier this week. He joins Ben Affleck starring in the film, and also Joe Manganiello, and I guess you kind of have to have Jeremy Irons in there, right? So I guess he's there. But yeah, he finally joins the script. Reeves, in an official statement, he says, "I have always loved the Batman story since I was a child. He is such an iconic and compelling character, and one that resonates with me deeply. I am incredibly honored and excited to be working with Warner Brothers to bring an epic and emotional new take on the Caped Crusader to the big screen." Which those comments to me really excite me, because you can find an article on Till the Last Credit that I wrote when Matt Reeves was in talks, and that's one of the things I point out with Matt Reeves, that he could bring a cool emotional take on the Dark Knight, because I really want to see this Batman kind of picked apart a little bit, and what really makes him tick, because I didn't really get that much. You got to see that he was a little crazy in Batman v Superman, but I still want to see more of his complexities, and what makes him tick as a character and as a human being. So and Matt Reeves is good at that. If you've seen Let the Right One In, or Cloverfield, or his work on the Apes films, or what he does with Caesar, he does a good job of really picking apart a character and actually getting inside that character's head. So Dylan, what do you think about this Batman news, and are you glad that Batman finally has a director, and do you think this is the last of any type of turmoil we will hear from the Batman?
No. I don't think it's going to be the last turmoil, but I don't think Reeves is going to leave. I think down the road we're going to hear some kind of reports of him and Warner Brothers fussing at each other or something, but I don't think Reeves is a pussy, and I don't think he's going to back out, and I think he's going to show Warner Brothers, this is my project, this is what I want to do. Either I'm going to do it, or you can get the fuck out of my way. And so I hope Reeves stays on. I think he will, but I don't think this is the end of any kind of turmoil. But I'm happy with this decision, and I'm glad he's doing it.
Nice. Miller, what do you think about this? Do you think this is the end of the turmoil? Are you excited about Matt Reeves jumping into this? Do you think that Batman will fight a gorilla?
Hopefully. These will be interesting. But no, I think Matt Reeves is a great choice. And no, but I don't think this is the end of the turmoil. And what does that mean? I think Matt Reeves will end up leaving at some point. Maybe. I mean, there's time between now and whenever he'll start the movie, so I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I hope it all turns out for the best. And I'm interested to see how this movie is, assuming it ever happens in this variation.
And Will, so same question to you. Are you excited? Do you think this is the last of the turmoil? And also, do you think that the Cloverfield monster will make a cameo?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Just make the fucking movie already. Tired of hearing about it. Tired of talking about it. Just make the fucking movie. And while you're looking for directors, The Flash still needs a director.
Yeah,
Get your shit together, Warner Brothers.
I just want to go over that a little bit too.
I mean, The Flash's release date is before Batman's release date. Get a fucking director on that movie, would you please?
His name is Batman. That's what they care about.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, we're gonna talk. Okay,
And it's true. That is all they care about. I mean, look at the Justice League Dark movie. They basically turned that into a Batman movie featuring Constantine and friends. There are more characters than just Batman, Warner Brothers.
And that's going to be one of my next points on our next topic. Pretty much shortly after the Batman was announced to be kind of sort of fixed, we got that puzzle piece of the director put back. A Nightwing film was announced shortly after that. If you don't know who Nightwing is, he's Dick Grayson, the original Robin. This is, when he grows up, he becomes Nightwing. He moves on, he goes to Bloodhaven, develops his own little Rhodes Gallery, develops his own personnel. So, yeah, that's Nightwing for you. And he was announced, this film was announced, and the Lego Batman director, Chris McKay, is attached to it. I'll go last on this one, I guess. But, Dylan, what do you think about this? What do you think about the Nightwing movie being announced? And what do you think about Chris McKay? Because if you guys don't know, Dylan's been saying for months that he wants Chris McKay to do a live-action film. He was eyeing him for The Flash, but somehow he got Nightwing. So, Dylan, what do you think about this?
Somehow.
I'm so tired of them making these stupid fucking spin-offs before putting these spin-offs in development before the actual movie even comes out. Make a Nightwing movie, I don't care, but make it after a Batman movie. Let a Batman movie come out with Nightwing in it, and then give us a Nightwing movie. I like Chris McKay. I think he did a great job with the Lego Batman movie, and he was my top, and he's my top realistic pick for The Flash. But I guess that's not happening anymore, but
you could bet on it because this movie certainly isn't happening.
I think for Nightwing, I think he is a very good choice because of the charisma and just how funny that character is. And he's not a very serious character, but I think he's perfect to make a movie about that character. But it's just, we don't need a Nightwing movie right now. We don't need a Nightwing movie, and it seems like Warner Brothers just can't understand. You can't just keep putting these movies in development and them just going into development hell, because none of these movies are going anywhere. We have more important movies like The Flash, Shazam, Cyborg, Green Lantern, Man of Steel 2 that need to get made before a Nightwing or Deadshot or Harley Quinn or some other stupid spin-off movie. I mean, I'm just tired of going through this process. It's like every other week we're talking about some new movie they've announced.
Yeah, it's tiring, but yeah, Miller, how do you figure into this? Are you excited about Chris McKay taking over this film? Do you want to see a Nightwing movie at this point?
I think, well, not at this point, but I think the idea could work. And I think as long as you give him a live-action team, Chris McKay is an interesting choice. Even though, as Sam's channel on YouTube pointed out in his Lego Batman review, he doesn't think he's like the best person to take on a Nightwing movie because he just made the mockery out of Robin that everyone has already suspected Robin to be, instead of doing something different with them, which I think is a fair point. But I could see Chris McKay working. I just think he needs a live-action team, unlike what happened with Andrew Stanton and John Carter. But I'm with Dylan. We're stop announcing these movies that aren't going to get made, and Warner Brothers is like the kid on the playground that talks a lot of shit, but then gets his face being in when he gets to an actual fight.
Yeah, I bet that guy does a marvelous job. But Will, what do you think about this Nightwing movie being announced? Okay, so my thoughts on this. Will, are you there? William Turner?
It was just too much fun.
I was talking, but my side was muted. My bad. Take two. I kind of half agree with Dylan and half disagree with Dylan. Where I disagree with him is I don't think we need a Batman movie before we get a Nightwing movie, just because everybody knows Batman. Everybody knows Batman and Robin. We've had 7 goddamn Batman movies. 8 if you count fucking Batman versus Superman. 153 if you count all the animated ones.
Is that an accurate number?
No, that's not an accurate number. I pulled that number out of my ass. That said, I don't think we don't need another Batman movie to begin with. Yes, if you make it, I'll watch it, and hopefully it's good. But I don't think we need another Batman movie before we get a Nightwing movie. That said, where I agree with Dylan is that there are plenty of more important things that they need to be focused on. You know, right now, Aquaman is the only movie that's still on track. Why is that not being fast-tracked? Why is Aquaman not filming right fucking now for that first 2018 release date? Why are we still trying to move Batman ahead of The Flash? The Flash doesn't have a director. Batman's been in fucking turmoil the whole... Why are we not talking Aquaman? Aquaman should be up next because it's the only movie that seems to have its shit together.
To be fair, Aquaman does start filming in 2 months.
Yeah, I would like them not to fast track it, to be honest. Take your time.
No, I don't mean fast track it. I don't mean fast track it in that they don't do it good or they rush it. I just mean that's the movie that has its shit together. Why are you not aggressively working on that? Why are you talking about fucking Nightwing when The Flash doesn't even have a director yet? Why are you putting all your energy into Batman when fucking Flash is supposed to come out first and it doesn't even have a goddamn director? It's gone through 2 directors. It's almost like they shelved The Flash. They unofficially have put it on the fucking back burner forever. And, you know, if that's true, whatever, you know, because we have a great Flash TV show. Flash fans are getting their Flash fix, and we'll see the cinematic version of the Flash in Justice League. But why are you talking about Nightwing when the Flash is still broken? Why are we talking about these side movies when your main Justice League movies are still fucking broken? That's where I agree with Dylan. I would love to see a Nightwing movie, but goddammit, get your shit together first. Stop announcing new movies when you haven't even fucking done anything on the movies you announced 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Hashtag end rant.
Yeah, I completely agree with Dylan, and that is my problem with all of these fucking movies too. Like a Nightwing movie, I would focus on your A-game players first. You're not at the point where you can announce a guard. I don't want to keep on comparing it to Marvel, but the thing is, Marvel focused on their A players, the players they had: Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America. Focus on them, get the Avengers together, focus on them a little bit more, and then, hey, here's a Guardians of the Galaxy. Hey, here's an Ant-Man. Hey, here's a Doctor Strange. Then you can start spinning off into crazy territory. You don't need to announce a night. I want to still, regardless of what I think about the DC EU, I would like to see a Flash solo movie. Get Aquaman on track to do something. Make sure Wonder Woman's good. We haven't heard anything about Wonder Woman in months.
It's gonna be
like,
bad.
where the hell is where the fuck is the marketing for that film? And, you know, get all that on track. Maybe even get a Suicide Squad 2 a little bit more on track. Yeah, but it's just like all of these fucking movies, and I'm tired of there are so many characters in the DC cinematic, in the DC universe. One of the things that excited me about that now BS release of their release schedule was there wasn't a Batman or Superman movie on there because they were focusing on other characters that we haven't seen for the last 30 years. But now it just seems like Gotham City Sirens, Nightwing, Batman, we're just staying in fucking Gotham. And we're staying with this character. I like Batman, but I've seen a lot of Batman. And in like Justice League even feels like Batman and his bitches. Like, it doesn't actually feel like just this giant ensemble team. It's just always...
Well, to be honest, Darren, even Suicide Squad, even though there were, some, like Captain Boomerang as a Flash villain, that was mostly Batman's fucking villains. That was like the anti-Batman squad.
Yeah, and and they all had grudges against Batman too.
And I don't think they ever said the name Gotham City, but god damn it, that movie took place in Gotham City.
Yeah, well, it took place in Midway City. Yeah, but yeah,
Did they say that?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
That's how forgettable that movie is to me.
Yeah, but I'm just getting tired of all of these fucking there's Superman, there's all these other places to go in the DC universe, but they keep on bring it back to Batman. And I understand that he's a marketable and profitable character, but like, take a fucking chance, guys, and take a chance, but notice what's good and build upon that. Man of Steel was a divisive film, but you could have still made Man of Steel 2, focused on what needed to be fixed, and just make a good movie. And make a good movie with the sequel and just expand your universe that way. I think this is just a wrong way to go, and them saying people like Batman stuff, so let's just give them a funnier Batman, because Nightwing can make jokes. So yeah, I don't like this idea. This is just backward, and I really wish they would just focus on something else.
They must have people like Batman 30 movies in 2019 planned. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, like,
well, and that's the thing. That's the thing. People like Batman because that's all the fuck you're giving them. Give the people something else and they'll like that. The CW is proving that.
They're scared to, though.
I don't know why, because you have a television universe and an animated universe that works fine.
Because they did something different with Green Lantern, it didn't work out, and they got all scared, and then they launched everything with the Superman movie because Superman was more comfortable, and they couldn't really do Batman because Christopher Nolan's trilogy is just that.
Yeah, because that's one of the things I love about Young Justice. They're all B-listers. Like, most of those characters are B-listers and C-listers, but, they develop them in a way that we care, and we get to experience, like, I never knew who Miss Martian was, but because of that show, I fell in love with that character, so I just wish they would just take a chance and focus on something else. But, yeah, that's our 20 minutes of DC that's promised every week now. But, yeah. Hold on, let me get
now that everybody's in a bad mood, let's move on.
Now, let's get back into more. Let's get me and Dylan back into a bad mood. Okay, so yeah, an Uncharted movie is in the works. It's
oh god.
An Uncharted movie's in the works. It's actually being directed by Sean Levy, and it has a script being written by Joe Carnahan. He's working on the Raid remake. He's working on a few other things that we're going to talk about later in here. He's working on Bad Boys 3, which hopefully is going to be pretty awesome. But yeah. So one of his comments that we really wanted to touch on was he pretty much said that he's going for a hard R feel to this film. He wants the characters to be swearing. He wants there to be giant action sequences that really do excite me, because that is one of the staples of Uncharted. But I don't know, like the entire hard R he didn't write it as a PG-13, and he's going for more like a Matrix tone and a Predator tone with this film. So Miller, I want to start with you. I don't know if you have played the Uncharted games, but would you want to see a more like die-hardish hard R film from the Uncharted franchise? Is that what you're looking forward to with this video game adaptation?
I don't really have a preference, but I think that'd be actually kind of cool because we kind of have we have something like Indiana Jones, which seems kind of not exactly similar, but just like similar in type and exploration. And then you have National Treasure, which fucking terrible, but still. But I think What?
I like the second one.
Gonna be. That was the worst one. But I think it'd be kind of cool to get like a more adult and more like, not, for lack of a better word, edgy movie out of a potential franchise or the type of movie this would be. But yeah, I think it would, whatever way works best for it. I don't really have that much of an opinion.
Yeah, Will, are you familiar with the Uncharted franchise at all?
I don't play video games, and I really don't give a shit.
Okay,
so.
Moving on. But But if you had the choice of a little bit more of a grittier Indiana Jones character, that's a little bit more sly, and he doesn't really care about. He's more of a thief than a collector, like how Indiana Jones wants to put stuff back in museums. Jay could just take it. Do you want to see that, or do you want to see a strictly more hard R, him like stabbing people with guns into their eye sockets and blowing their faces off? Like, do you want to see more of that, or the latter, or the former? Like, if you had a choice.
I'm sorry. What was the question again?
Never mind.
Just move on.
He said, would you rather see a version of Indiana Jones where he's more of a thief and it's more of a PG-13 style, or would you rather see a version of that but a more bloody, foul-mouthed version of that?
I have no interest in a discount store fucking Indiana Jones.
It's not discount. Oh my god.
Give me
Just move on, please.
Give me an actual Indiana Jones 5 with Harrison Ford, and I'll be
They're
happy.
doing that.
I know. I don't give a shit about a dime store fucking Indiana Jones.
Dylan, how do you? Okay, so me and Dylan here, we're the big Uncharted fans. We love the games. Dylan, how do you feel about his comments? Do they worry you, or do they interest you?
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Pisses me off. I'm always the one that says that you can take a character and you can put any spin on it as long as it works for the movie. But I'm biased towards Uncharted. I love these characters so much.
This movie won't happen.
I just can't see these characters being done any other way that works. And maybe that's just me. I guess that's just me being biased. I don't know, but I don't like the idea of just them just saying fuck this, fuck that. I don't know. I don't like that idea. Uncharted to me has always been PG-13 and not R, and I like Joe Carnahan, but I don't like this idea. Plus, he keeps implying that everyone at Naughty Dog is okay with this, and apparently they're not. So
yeah, I love Joe Carnahan. I absolutely love him. I love the A-Team. I think that's a very underrated movie. I'm super excited for him taking over Bad Boys 3. I love The Gray, and what's another one he did? Smoking Aces. I can't really remember, but yeah, I think he's a very. Oh, go ahead.
Bad.
It's bad?
Really bad.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I guess he flopped on that one. But, yeah, I want him to do this script because I think he can do something good with it. But, like, these comments they do, I agree with you. They throw me off a little bit. Because if you've played the games, dude, which it seems like he's trying to go for that flavor, but it's just like, it's not. They do swear a lot, but it's not fuck that, fuck this, fuck you. It's not that. They don't do that. They talk like adults, sure, but none of those games, even the fourth one that's rated M, it's just rated M really for, it's just a more mature story.
First one's rated M.
It is rated M. Yeah, the fourth one, yeah, it's rated mature, but see, you can even tell that, but it's just a little more, it's a little bit of a more mature story, that's it. Compared to the other three.
No, it's not. It's rated C.
Are you sure?
Yeah, dude, I've got the game right here.
Oh, shit. Well, could have sworn I was rated M. Anyway, but, yeah, his comments really do throw me off, and it really does bug me that he's saying, all the Naughty Dog guys are okay with it, and they're just like, no, we're not. We don't know anything about the movie. But I don't know. Hopefully it turns out good. Hopefully it's a good video game adaptation, because we haven't gotten one of those in ever. So unless you're considering Resident Evil Extinction, which is fucking amazing. But moving on to our next story. Hopefully this can make everybody a little bit more happy. Simon Kinberg is possibly, it's not, nothing's been confirmed just yet. He's even said it himself. Someone asked him about this, and he was just like, people are speculating, nothing's confirmed. But he might possibly be writing and directing the next X-Men film that, from all accounts, this is actually happening. James McAvoy, he Instagrammed something that he is he's been getting geared up for later this year or this summer. We know Sophie Turner has confirmed that she is getting ready. Who plays Beast? Nicholas Hoult. Yeah, he said something in an interview. He said, I'm probably coming back later this year. So a lot of these actors are gearing up to move forward. Simon Kinberg has said himself that they've been talking, that they've been talking about the next X-Men film since the last one, getting back into the main line of X-Men films, of the X-Men team. So, it's moving forward. We're still wondering on who this director is, and it might be Simon Kinberg. So going off of that, if it is Simon Kinberg, Dylan, how do you feel about Simon Kinberg possibly taking over this franchise?
I'm just whatever on it. Simon Kinberg wrote X-Men 3, so there's that, and he wrote Fan 4 Stick.
He also wrote Days of the Future Past.
I know, that's what I was getting to. But I think that if he puts his heart into it, like he did with Days of Future Past, that it could be good, and if he's committed, and he really wants to do this, and he feels passionate about it, I think that it could be good. But if he's just doing this just for the money, gonna half-ass it like he did with X-Men 3 and Fan 4 Stick, then it's probably gonna be terrible. But I think there's potential there, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm just whatever on it right now.
Yeah, me personally, I think this could, I kind of like this a little bit. I really do. Look, giving this guy, he's not just any type of first-time director. He's been around it. He's watched Ridley Scott at work. He's watched Bryan Singer at work. He's watched What Not to Do on an X-Men film with Brett Ratner. Even though he wrote the script as well, but I think he's someone who really does, and he kind of does take to heart a little bit of when these movies fell. I think he still hasn't gotten over Fantastic Four. What he said about Apocalypse, he did an interview. And he was just like, we focused a little bit too much on the end of the world. We focused a little bit too much on the destruction. We forgot about the actual characters. And, moving forward, we're going to try not to do that. And, and he has his hands over everything, not only with the X-Men films, but he's also very involved in Star Wars. He's writing a Star Wars anthology film. I'm sorry, a Star Wars story. Forgive me. He's writing a Star Wars story for Lucasfilm. So he's very involved in all of this. So, and I think him taking over the X-Men film, ever since Apocalypse, I've been saying you need someone who, if Bryan Singer ever returns, you need that Matthew Vaughn, like that Matthew Vaughn spice to really spice it up a little bit and give us some new life. So then, if Bryan Singer returns, he can give us another Days of Future Past instead of a X-Men Apocalypse. So I think Simon Kinberg would be a very interesting choice. Miller, what do you think about him?
I'm so down for this because it's like redemption at its finest, because he wrote X-Men 3 and it's probably going to be about Dark Phoenix saga, so it's going to be him. I don't think he's going to be committed to this. I think he's ready to this. I think he's ready to do this story right, which unfortunately didn't really happen the first time. But yeah, I think he'll do it. And people say people are worried about Simon Kinberg being the first time director, but your precious Deadpool was directed by a first time director, so don't give me that bullshit.
Your precious Deadpool. Okay. Miller, you just cool down for a little bit. And, What do you think about Simon Kinberg possibly taking over the X-Men franchise?
I mean, I think I don't have a problem with it. I think it could definitely be okay. I don't really like the idea, or I don't really agree with the criticism about him being a first-time director because, like you pointed out, Darren, he's been a producer on these X-Men movies forever. He knows these characters, and he knows the movies, and he's written quite a few of them, some good, some bad. But, again, I don't know that you can blame Simon Kinberg for Dick. I don't know that you can even really blame him for X-Men 3 because there were a lot of things with both of those movies that the studio wanted put in that I think derailed them. But yeah, it would be like if Marvel announced that Kevin Feige was going to direct the next Marvel movie and everybody started throwing a fit because he's never directed before. Who gives a fuck? But who gives a fuck? He's lived with these characters forever. He knows them. He knows the movie. So I have complete confidence in Simon Kinberg if he does end up directing. He pretty much is in charge of the X movie franchise or Fox's Marvel movie franchise, if you count the Fantastic Four movies. So yeah, I mean, I have plenty of confidence in him. I think he'll do a good job. I'm more disinterested in seeing them do the Phoenix Saga again. But as long as it's good, I really don't give a fuck, because the Phoenix Saga is a good story, and I would like to see it done well, but then I'm also kind of like, yeah, you had your shot, you blew it, let's move on and do something else. I'm more curious as to the direction they're going to take the core X-Men team movies in from here, because I know they were talking about the next one being set in the 90s. I would like to see the next 3 set in the 90s. Just because this jumping 10 years ahead every movie is fucking retarded. I mean, it really is. I mean, I can't be the only one that had a hard time believing that Professor X and Havoc were in their 40s. And even Beast. No, I don't buy it. Mystique, you get a little leadway with her because they've already explained that she ages younger and she's a shapeshifter, but, giving fucking Havoc a mullet did not make him look 40 to me.
Yeah, that whole entire 10 years to me. It's
but I
ridiculous.
do like the new cast from Apocalypse. I did like the new Cyclops. I did like Sophie Turner as Jean Grey. I did like the new Nightcrawler. I like those characters, so I want to see those characters. Just give me a good trilogy set in the 90s, which, by the way, was the X-Men's, like, the peak of their popularity was in the 90s. So that's the perfect era to root an X-Men film in. So, or an X-Men trilogy in. So, yeah, that's what I'm more interested in, is seeing not who takes the helm of the next movie, but where they take the franchise as a whole. At least the core X-Men team films as a whole.
Yeah, my peak of birth was in the 90s. But do you guys think they should... Here's an idea for you guys. Just to kind of solve their little continuity problems, because we're still... I like your idea of them all taking place in the 90s. But we're still dealing with, like, 5 timelines now? Like, we have the main timeline, we have Deadpool's timeline, and we have Logan's timeline. Do you guys think that maybe they should introduce the idea of a multiverse? Like, maybe something happened with what they did in Days of Future Past. It just completely messed up the space-time continuum, and maybe there can be a multiverse?
For me, no. I'm completely okay with Deadpool existing in his own little standalone corner of the X-Men universe. And yeah, maybe he'll cross over here and there, but because of the nature of the Deadpool movies, they don't have to be in continuity. And I'm okay with that. Which is why I didn't give a shit that they had a new version of Colossus who was 180 degrees different than the Colossus we've been seeing since X-Men 2. I don't have a problem with Deadpool being in his own little thing, because he's kind of just his own little wacky character anyway. And Logan, I don't think there's really an issue with the quote-unquote Logan timeline anyway, because I think Logan is just going to be a standalone film set in that time period. What I would like to see, though, and I don't care if they do this like the same way they did with Old Man Logan in the comics when they brought him into the main Marvel universe or whatever. I don't care how they do it, but I would like to see them find a way to bring X-23 into the mainstream Marvel universe. And I mean, that character was great when she was an X-Man in the all-new X-Men series. And to be honest, All New X-Men by Brian Michael Bendis is one of my favorite X books in a long time. At least it was before Secret Wars. I think they kind of jumped the shark after that. But the first All New X-Men run I thought was fantastic. I'd like to see them do something similar to that with the new younger X-Men set in the 90s. Find some stupid, convoluted way. I don't give a fuck. It can be the cheesiest fucking idea you could possibly come up with. But bring X-23 into the 90s and into that team, and I'll be happy.
Doc Brown just pops up in the fucking DeLorean. It's your
I am
kid, Laura!
okay with that.
But, I mean, do you think
to be honest, with Cable being in Deadpool 2 and Cable's from the future, they can find some way to tie that into where they bring her back.
But do you think that needs to be said if he's in his own little pocket universe, Deadpool? Do you think that's something that needs to be said?
No, I think people get that.
People get that?
Yeah, I think people get that too. I think just because of how wacky and cartoony Deadpool is, I honestly think the audience understands that he's not in continuity.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want it to all make sense. But Dylan,
I think Deadpool should kind of have the relationship with the X-Men movies the way the Marvel TV shows have a relationship with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, Deadpool can mention things that happen in the X-Men movies, but the X-Men movies never mention what happens in the Deadpool movies at all.
Oh, poor Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But Dylan, do you have anything to add to that or about the multiverse theory?
I just wanted to make sense.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sense. That's all. But yeah. So yeah, moving on to our next little. It's still staying within the X-Men universe. Joe Carnahan, once again. Joe Carnahan. He was like all over the place for 2 days, like talking about the raid and Uncharted, and then this. So yeah, Joe Carnahan. He's writing the script for X-Force, and Drew Goddard switching over to Deadpool. He's involved with the Deadpool script, so it's going to be Deadpool, Reese and Paul Wernick, and Drew Goddard and Ryan Reynolds working on the Deadpool script, while Joe Carnahan is working on the X-Force script. So, Miller, are you excited about this? About these teams being formed and about these two working on their separate scripts?
Sure. I don't really have much to say, but I think Joe Carnahan can do something interesting with it, and I really like Drew Goddard, and I want to see what he can do with a superhero movie of this scale. Because he's only done Daredevil, which is a Netflix show.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot your fucking name. Dylan. Dylan, are you excited about these guys working on their separate scripts?
Yeah, I basically just agree with Miller.
I love it. I'm loving it. Will, how about you? Are you excited about these guys working on these separate scripts?
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just over.
I'm going to end this one with a yeah, too. I'm just... Oh, shit. What the fuck? Oh, wait. Messing up my cord. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I'm excited about this one, too. If Logan's as good as everyone's saying, I'm just really excited about the Fox X-Men universe going forward. I'm just really fucking excited.
Yeah, they could reclaim what they were going for after Days of Future Past.
Yeah, I'm just... This could be good. So yeah, moving on. This week, Fox, staying within Fox, we're talking about a lot of Fox properties. But Take Two. Alien Covenant this week released a prologue that takes place before the film. It shows off pretty much the entire ensemble. This is a very large cast. It shows off the entire ensemble before the events of the film. And this little prologue was actually directed by Ridley Scott's son, Luke. He directed Morgan. And it pretty much just shows off all of the characters and what they're doing, and look at all their pretty faces before they're ripped to death by xenomorphs. So yeah, and we also get our first look at what's his face? He played the Green Goblin.
James Franco.
Thank you. Yeah, we also get our first look at James Franco. So,
is he even in the movie?
You see, I think what happens to his character is he wakes up because what the ship we see in that prologue, that's carrying hundreds of passengers.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's gonna follow the ship. The ship that goes down is a separate ship that goes down to the planet, and that's carrying everyone else. So I think he's gonna wake up and he's just gonna be like, "What the fuck? Everybody's dying. What the hell's going on?"
Man, that must have been an awesome party last night.
Yeah. So yeah. But Miller, what did you think about this prologue?
I thought it was super because I like marketing like this because they did the same thing with Prometheus before they started showing a lot. They made stuff around the movie, like they made there was a Wayland Industries like TED Talk video that they did, and they had a video about Michael Fassbender's Android. So I think this is smart because you're building the universe up without exactly showing stuff that's in the movie, because I don't think this is in the movie. So yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was really engaging, and it gave me that Alien vibe, but it also gave me the vibe that it was this wasn't like, it gave me a vibe more so that this wasn't just going to be a retread of what we got. I mean, it might still be that, but I'm more confident than I was from the trailer, which I enjoyed, but I just thought it was a little bit much of what we've seen already.
Yeah. Yeah, Will, did you watch this prologue, and are you pretty this just, getting a little bit more excited for Alien Covenant?
I did not watch the prologue, however, I am excited for this movie. I mean, I liked Prometheus, but I liked the kind of, I felt like with Prometheus they kind of bait and switched on us because they made a big deal about it being a prequel to Alien. But then they're like, at the last minute, they're like, oh, no, it's just randomly set in the Alien universe. But I like the idea of those characters now finally actually being in a proper Alien prequel and tying all the movies together. And I'm a big Alien fan and have been since, I don't know, like I was like 8 or 9 years old. Alien was one of the first like sci-fi horror movies I ever saw. Scared the shit out of me, but I loved the hell out of it. And I've got the Alien quadrilogy box set. I even watched the ones that are terrible. So, the only Alien movie that I haven't been able to stomach was Alien versus Predator. Fucking both of them. Fuck those movies. But yeah, I liked Prometheus, so I'm definitely on board with this. And that's why I haven't watched the prologue, because I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm just gonna wait for the movie.
It's actually, I've heard it's actually not in the movie. This is just like a little primer for you to get to know the characters. But
okay, so it's not actually like, okay, because I thought it was like the first 2 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever of the movie, but it's just like a little short standalone thing that ties into the movie.
Yeah, because I mean,
I'll go back and watch.
Yeah, Ridley Scott didn't direct this. His son did. But yeah, I mean, Alien versus Predator, the first one, it's not that bad. I don't think it's.
No, fuck.
I don't think it's that. It's not like I won't defend it to like my death, but it's not that bad. It had some interesting things in it. But I also haven't watched it in like 10 years, so who knows? But yeah. But Dylan, how did you feel about this this prologue?
I loved it. Got me even more excited for Alien Covenant, and I'm already super excited. And the actors, everyone seemed really good in it. I like the humor, and I don't know, everything. I like everything about that prologue, and I am super excited for Alien Covenant.
Yeah, I'm still nervous about Alien Covenant. I just don't want it to be a nostalgia trip. I want it to be. That's one of the things I liked about Prometheus. I don't care if there was no xenomorphs; it was something new, and I really.
Well, there wasn't a xenomorph at the very end.
Yeah, that's something that because you know what Will was saying. I heard the opposite of it. It wasn't going to be a prequel. So when a xenomorph showed up, I was just like, "What the? Okay."
Yeah, they kept going back and forth on it.
But yeah, I like this. I like how it was funny, and it was also tension. Like when that girl started choking, you're like, what's going on? And I like how Fassbender's playing the android different from David. Like that seems
he's playing another type of that android.
Yeah, he seems like a completely different character. I really enjoyed that. It's the only thing I don't like. Having watched the trailer, I know who's gonna die. Out of that group, I know everyone who's going to die so far. So that's the only thing that sucks. But yeah, other than that, I really enjoyed it. I also really liked the CGI, like the opening shot of that ship. That was incredible.
I got a little bit of theory if you guys want to hear it.
Do it.
What if, because they talked about, obviously Michael Fassbender's been in this movie the whole time, but they talked about Elizabeth Shaw being in it, but then she wasn't. What if they make a cameo and they're on the planet they come to?
Oh, Elizabeth Shaw's in it. She is in it.
She is in it?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, they keep going back and forth. Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think she's in it much, but she's in it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. They keep going back and forth, and I keep forgetting what they said and what's in the movie or not.
Yeah, and David's there. Do you remember they find David's severed head?
Was that in the trailer?
No, they said that in the when they were talking about the movie.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Hey. Oh.
Oh, so I was right. I just...
You were right. You were right, and you just didn't know it.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on to our last topic. The King Arthur trailer, the final trailer for King Arthur, The Legend of the Sword. Well, the final trailer of Warner Brothers is smart. The final trailer... Well, this movie comes out in like July, doesn't it?
May.
Oh, well, never mind. Well, yeah, the final trailer for King Arthur, The Legend of the Sword was released. It's directed by Guy Ritchie. You will know him from Snatch and the Sherlock Holmes movies, and the very underrated The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Last year's The Man from U.N.C.L.E. This movie tells the origin of Arthur before he becomes king. Dylan, what did you think about this trailer?
I think it looks all right. It looks like a Guy Ritchie movie, really. Looks fun. Charlie Hunnam looks good. Jude Law looks good. Everyone in the movie looks good. It's just I'm not really interested. I don't really care about a King Arthur movie, but I'll see it. So
yeah. Will, what did you think about this trailer?
I mean, I like it. The movie looks interesting, but that said, haven't we seen enough of King Arthur? Haven't we seen enough Robin Hood? Do we still have to keep going back to the well and making these fucking movies over and over and over again? I mean, yeah, the movie looks good.
Universe, so yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, the movie looks good. It does. It doesn't look bad. But I'm also getting kind of sick and tired of it, always seeing these fucking Robin Hood and fucking King Arthur and all these mythological movies just getting made over and over and over again.
Yeah, it is kind of overdone. But Miller, what did you think about this trailer?
I'm into it. I've always been into this movie. I mean, the first trailer didn't look that great, but I thought Charlie Hunnam looked good. I love Charlie Hunnam, and I think he looked good, and I like Guy Ritchie. I think he has a cool style, especially for a movie like this. I can't wait for Guy Ritchie's Aladdin, though. That's going to be a trip. But yeah, I'm excited for this movie. Hopefully it'll be good. I don't know if... I'm kind of confident because they did keep moving the release of this movie, but they put it in May. So I feel like they're not, like, entirely, like, oh, this is going to fail. Because they're putting it, like, I think in between, like, the releases of, like... It's like, yeah, middle of May between Guardians of the Galaxy and Alien or something. So I think they have confidence that it'll do well, at least enough for a weekend. So yeah, I'm hopeful for this movie. Hope it's good.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I like this. I like this trailer. I do agree with Will that some of these stories are really becoming overdone. There's still some stuff you can do with it, but you know, there's I don't know. But King Arthur, I do like how it's actually the sword is actually magic this time around. I like the effect of his eyes glowing up, and him slicing through everybody. That was pretty interesting. I like Guy Ritchie's camera angles as well, and I like the line, like, if he falls, you follow me. If I fall, you follow him. I really, really love that line. But yeah, I hope this movie's interesting, and if it is good, I hope people see it, unlike The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which really deserves a sequel. So if this movie...
God.
Yeah, this movie is deserving.
So good.
Yeah, it really was. So if this movie is deservedly good, please, I hope people go check it out. So yeah, that was the end of our podcast. That was our last topic for the day. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you like hearing us talk about movies, please hit that subscribe button. And also go check out our channel. We have a lot of other videos up. We have Tisha May Eaton's book versus film, where she goes over the Princess Diaries. We have our last podcast up where we're talking about the Lion King casting in Suicide Squad. Sorry, Suicide Squad. Gosh, damn it.
Suicide Squad.
Thank you.
Suicide
Squad 2's director and Mel Gibson, possibly. You also can check out me and Miller's review of Big Little Lies, Someone's Dead. Expect the review for the second episode pretty soon as well. And you can also check out Wil Avitt's the heading acting talent of Elvis Presley. You can check out Dylan Boyd's The Ecstasy of Violence. He did a fan edit for John Wick. And
You also have a tribute to Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, but Fox took it down, so fuck you, Fox.
So yeah, we have a lot of videos for you guys to check out. So yeah, go check out all our videos, like this video, and Dylan, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Twitter at OG_MDB, and that's the only thing I use, so...
Yeah, and Miller, where can people find you?
At Miller Farrow on Twitter.
Will, where can people find you?
On Twitter at WILAVITT, and on Facebook, facebook.com/Wil Avitt Critic.
Alright, and you guys can find me at Darren Leslie Jr.'s Reviews, here until the last credit, at Darren Leslie Jr. on Twitter, and I would expect something Oscar related from us tomorrow, possibly.
Or Monday.
Yeah, Monday. Or definitely look out at our tweets. We're going to be tweeting about the Oscars tomorrow, and or yesterday if this was posted on Monday, or 5 days ago. You never know what happens. But yeah. So you guys enjoy. I don't know. I'm gonna catch you guys later. Bye.
Go Casey Affleck.
Go Casey Affleck. Or Denzel Washington. Or, or anything.
Denzel Washington's not deserve that.
Hey, maybe he might win. Who knows?
He shouldn't.
I should probably stop recording, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Okay.